My conclusion is that we are responsible for what we know and for what we don't know, because everything is available to us. Everything's at our fingertips, particularly with the internet. There's nothing that is outside our reach if we want it bad enough. Well, I can't say that, because they certainly have hidden a lot. However, there's enough to piece it together. Thank God for old books and diaries and stuff like that. And nature tells stories on itself. The ways that they figured this out were a series of events. But they've known for a long time that the world, there's so many expressions for it, but the world basically goes through cycles of growing and developing, and then it flips about every 12,000 years. And where there was dry land, there's wet. And where there was wetland, there's dry. And that's why we've got so many hidden monoliths and underground civilizations. And so what we usually, what we see, this is my assumption, is that we dig down and we get the last ice age, and then maybe not the one before that, but the one before that. And that's conjecture. Anyway, and then you look at the buildings they built, and you can pretty much tell that they had to be in some way protection. And then also power sources or terminals. Terminals is the best way, I think. Anyway, every number in our world, in our universe, is connected to a series of numbers that connect perfectly. It's a wild thing. For instance, 144. What a number. 144, it represents so many different things, right? A yardstick, 144 inches. I've actually got a number of my charts here. But if you just take a look at the universal language and the numbers and symbolism, we have a 24-hour cycle, right? And then 24 hours equals 1,440 minutes. Now, if you come down here, a space, 1 square foot is 144 square inches, or square feet. And if you continue, you'll see, look here, carriers, 720 minutes times 60 seconds is 43,200. And look down here. I can't remember what I put that for. Anyway, it all connects. There are very, very special numbers. 1 square yard, 12,960. And then whatever I wrote that about, it's arc, I guess. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, you get the point. It's a lot to think about, but it's astounding. And then when you look at the letters, they add up. They all connect. Every single thing connects. Everything. They're 12,000 feet in a furlong. All these numbers connect with each other. 7,920 is the whatever it is of the earth, this circumference. I didn't study this to teach this, but I can tell you that it blows your mind. Everything is connected. And numbers are spiritual, and letters are spiritual. They're carriers. Now, here's the thing. Is this important? Well, it must be. Why? Well, God, whoever the master programmer creator is, and I can't believe for 1 minute that she is not just magnificent because of nature and how it all connects in numbers and everything is so interwoven, but the beauty of it all is just out and out radical. And camouflage, I mean, think about it. So there are connections in everything. And I don't believe for 1 minute that we can have a deep sense of spiritual understanding without understanding this ground that we were given to walk on and to eat from and to live from. It's been our sustenance, and gosh, shouldn't we be ever grateful? And we haven't been because we haven't understood, right? That's why I say we're responsible for what we know and what we don't know, because we can find out if we have passion, if we have appreciation, if we take interest, and if we're taught. A lot of energy has gone into keeping all this information from you. The school books, language, changing systems, so many different things. We've been programmed, but it's not too late to take control. And collectively, there's a lot of hope. You know what I keep thinking of is the Who's down in Whoville, and they were singing that song. The Grinch couldn't do a daggone thing to them. Davu Doris, Davu Doris. Right? That's where we have to get. And so that's what I'm about, is getting there. But I do believe we have to take some responsibility. And think about it. Now, if we had looked into history, if we had questioned more, been more curious, held people accountable, held ourselves accountable for our words, for our integrity. You know how many things slide by. You know how many heads of ball teams favor their kids. You know, I think we keep turning over in this world because we've failed to establish a sense of foundational integrity and honor in ourselves. We justify everything and anything. And it's not okay just because everyone does it. I had a chance the other day. I'm sorry, I got an itch. I had a chance the other day that my printer broke, and so David ordered me one from Amazon. It got here, and it would not work. It was stuck. The techie part, the numbers wouldn't go off, and I tried everything. And so I needed the printer, so I went to Walmart, got the printer, bought it home, and it worked fine. And so then I had to get the printer back to Amazon. And so then there was a part of me, I'm sorry I'm admitting this, I'm just still ugly as all get out, but there was a part of me that said, well, just take this one back, it's the same printer, take it back in the box, they'll get ink, and it's the same company, right? and then I could get my money back here or whatever. It wasn't a money thing, it was just convenience. But anyway, and then I went, no! If you give an inch, you're going to give a mile. We got to quit that crap. We got to get better. I've got to get better. Just little things that mean a lot. Our words are so powerful. I can't wait to teach that class I've been working on. I've just been buried in this other stuff, trying to figure it all out and come up with an answer that'll save us all and send us to heaven on a beautiful horse or something. Anyway, the religion thing. I've been so hard on Christians and even harder on Catholics. And I'm going to tell you why from the bottom of my heart. It was never my intention to go after religion. I was looking for manipulation. And I uncovered the fact that the Bible was nothing but manipulation. I know that's hard to get, but it was as clear as mud to me. God showed me. He showed me step by step. I had a dream in a ketamine treatment of Sumeria. I'd never seen the place. One thing after another, and it all became very clear. I did a study. I went to church, for God's sake, teaching Vacation Bible School, and I had been questioning. Funny other story, I went to a fortune teller, which I never would do because I knew God was watching me and I wasn't supposed to do that. Well, one day I did when I was really ready to ditch Jesus. And so I went in there, and at the end she said, well, why are you here? And I said, well, I've been worried that Jesus isn't real. Of course, I had no expectation that she believed in Jesus. Oh my God, she about lost it. No, you can't lose Jesus. And of course, the place was right across the street from the church where I was going. But anyway, so in Vacation Bible School, this little girl comes in and says, the way we know about Jesus is Josephus. And I thought, well, daggone, I need to look him up. And I did. And that was a rude awakening. And it got worse. It got worse from there. It was unbelievable. And then I went through this stage of believing that the New Testament was hermetically wise. And I believe it is. But I don't believe it was intended to be. At any rate, the Old Testament, or let's just say the first 5 books, the Torah, had the message of humanity in it, in numbers and in vectors. And the friend of mine that I met several months ago, Doug Vaught, uncovered it all, and it's just amazing stuff. Now, I asked him, my contention is that if we are toroids, shapes of sound that they're carriers, and that's what we are. It's scientific, it's geometric, it's spiritual, it's everything. And so we're like donut balloons, right? Or rafts, like inner tubes. But inside there is magic. There's energy and vibration and the code of you and me. And so each one of us are individual sounds. And do you see how our names and our numbers and our words carry, oh my God, such power. Now think about this. If what I'm telling you is correct, and I believe it is with all my heart, and I'm a pretty darn good researcher, if it is, and I feel always connected to whatever the source is. My spirit flies. I haven't lost that for 1 minute. I'm led every second of the day. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, but if this is true, and if the New Testament was really a satire by the Piso family, which I believe I can pretty much prove it was, not my work, but Doug's, but I can share it, and I've been reading it and working to get it up. If that's true, then those words that we've been professing have come from a satire. For instance, the word Shaddai comes from the root of the destroyer. And there's a lot of question about it. It came from Job, and in Job was written probably one of the very, very first books from maybe a prior civilization. I'm not exactly down with all that, but Job, wow, there's a lot in there to unpack. And I think that might be our oldest book. However, within every ancient civilization, somewhere, somehow, they hid the code. The Mayans knew it, right? The Incas knew it. The natives knew it. For sure, the Jews have known it forever. And so I can give you a list of 1,000 reasons why the New Testament is BS, created for nothing but to make you a sheep. Obedient, turn the cheek, helpless, sorry sheep. It makes me sick at my stomach. And when you start looking at real history, what they've hidden and what they haven't, you start to figure it out. It's been this way for so many Earth ages, it would appear. I have read of a civilization or two that didn't have any like war and death, but they use religion like they use politics. We don't really have any say. It's been done. They know what they want. They know what they're going to get. And they just play us to keep us battling and focused on fighting each other and killing each other if the church doesn't do it quick enough. The Catholic Church? Nobody would ever join the Catholic Church except for one reason. Most of them had to if they wanted food or protection. That's how it was. The Catholic Church is nothing but evil. When I was in the cemetery business, I wanted to work for a very dear friend of mine in LA, and he ran all the churches or the cemeteries for the Catholic diocese. And they just took advantage of the Catholic people, thinking that the grave was blessed and charged a fortune, and got people lined up to buy it. We can justify anything, particularly in capitalism. Capitalism and Marxism are both one and the same. They're on the same end of the poles. They're both bad. It's not about either end of the pole. Do you see where capitalism has gotten us? On predatory capitalism, right under our noses. And we helped them. People that work hard, good salespeople, we built that crap. Just like half the black people built this country. Yeah, we live in the company's store. We're paying the company's store. But the deal is we need to know it. And then we can manage ourselves accordingly. Start to repent. Start to give up all these evil, fake organizations that were meant to kill us. You want to talk about child molestation and immigrants? Talk about the church. Do that. And all the money that's been paid to hide that. Word is that Epstein works for us, or the CIA. I'm not saying us anymore. The only heroes we have are our military men and women that have saved our butts. They're the heroes. They always will be. God bless them, whoever you are. Thank you for the men and women that have paid everything for us. And let's do our part, okay? Let's move forward with some truth and get some freedom. And with that'll come some courage, and let's watch our daggone words. Get out of the damn Catholic Church.